guessing what the price might be. I think that's a huge thing. I see that a lot with buyers and thinking, okay, well, this one's listed at 389.9, and I think, that we saw a bunch of people there. I'm thinking that someone else is going to go 419. And I'm telling you, when you start doing that and trying to guess what other people are doing to be able to make your offer as part of that, it's a surefire way of losing. And now this is if you want the property and you want it bad enough, you need to go in and pay what you will pay, and kind of playing the game of the old escalation clauses, in my opinion. I mean, it works. It does work sometimes. It just depends what else is out there. But I'm telling you, most of the sellers look at, hey, this person stepped forward the best, and this is what they are, unless it's something just crazy and the escalation clause is real. And what an escalation clause is, for people that don't know, is that people will come in and say, in that instance, the 389.9 deal, they'll come in and say, we'll pay you $400,000, but we'll pay you $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 more than any other offer, to a maximum of $425,000. And you can do that, but I think sometimes sellers would rather go back to the other person and say, you know what, maybe you give me $5,000. You guys came in the strongest, and we want to be able to go back with you.
The difference between working with a cash buyer and somebody that's financed, okay? Cash buyer, if they got enough money, they can do whatever they want because they make the rules. Those with the gold usually make the rules, right? On the other hand, when you have somebody that's financed, they have their hands tied on a few things like price, appraisal, cash on hand, repairs that they want to take on themselves. The bank may allow that, but it comes down to being realistic. And I think that all the people that I see out there that meet a real estate agent off of an internet app, you're not ready to be looking at houses. You think you are because you think you're smarter than the system. You think you're smarter than the agents. And so you're going out there and you're looking at houses yourself. You're trying to educate yourself, which I understand. You're trying to educate yourself on what is the best way. I would start with interviewing agents first and say, hey, listen, what are you doing in today's market to help people like myself win getting houses? How do you position me with my lender? How do you position me with an inspector? How do we attack this market and win? I wouldn't just head into war and hope I got enough ammo and the right stuff. I'd want to go to war, which I would say, I shouldn't say war. Maybe let's say you want to go to the picnic with a nice basket, right? And make sure you've thought of everything. War because it's
not coming with your best foot forward, not being flexible from a buyer standpoint. Go in and say, the seller is wishing that they can close the end of March, and you go put the end of April. You have to be very flexible from a buyer standpoint. It matters to try to fulfill everything you possibly can for that seller to make it best for you. And so sometimes you might have a lease that goes to a certain time. You almost have to kind of forget about that lease and use that lease to your advantage and offer the people, hey, we'll do the end of March, but we don't even need possession until April 15th because we have a lease in place, and take your time moving out. There's a lot of those things that factor in for a seller. It's so stressful for them to move out and to be able to get it cleaned up, to be able to give them some time in which to be able to move out is a big thing for a lot of people.
Strategy. You're using psychology. You're guiding someone. You're telling them what's important. And it's more than just price on an offer, guys. It's and I know we all get hung up on that. It's the experience. Are you allowing them to have, they may give you a better discount or let you not have to pay a crazy premium if you give them the ability to stay in the property longer. Maybe they're building a new house. Maybe they have little ones. Maybe they have an elderly adult living with them, whatever it is, and they can't afford to move several times.
Oh, it's just an inspection. Well, we're doing everything else they want. I think any contingency that you do as a buyer is a problem. It's a problem, or it could be a problem. Now, you don't know that on every single deal, but I've seen that so many times, and there's so many options to doing an inspection on a home, which I don't recommend that you don't do it. Here's the facts. I mean, I've sold quite a few houses. Andy's sold quite a few. And I mean, in the end, when it comes down to the inspection items, you're really talking maybe $1,000 to $3,000. Maybe think of it this way. Hey, I'm not able to get an inspection in. It's going to cost me $1,000 to $3,000. Okay, I understand that. And why don't I add a warranty on top of it? Not only the warranty helps me as a buyer if some of those mechanical things break down, but the other thing is that it's going to help the seller. And it's going to help the seller know that, you know what, they bought their own warranty. They're not going to come after me. And that's a big thing. Selling it's one thing, keeping people away from you is another thing.
Also, I got really big on the camera. Sorry about that. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Oh
we're trying to.
no, I was gonna say. So, Chris, while you guys were busy playing around here, I pulled up some stats. So, think about this. So last year, you guys, okay, I got not up close with the glasses. Those are only for reading, by the way. So I have to squint. You guys are jerks. The average number of offers in 2020 was 3. Okay, 2021. By the end of 2021, the average listing had 5 offers. 54% of offers last year were above asking price. The average home buying process this year, person spent 96 days looking for a home. Average number of homes toured was 14.